Hey, what's up, Scott Balcom here with Imagination Creation Films, and today, well, it's January 17th, and, it's probably a good time for a live stream, don't you think? You know, I really need to change out that music. I have forgotten to do that many times, and yeah, so welcome everyone. It's Friday. It's a lovely day for a live stream. Even though I'm super busy during the week and not cranking out the videos that I used to crank out, and we'll try to get back on schedule here. I've been super busy pumping out edits and a bunch of other things going on right now. Lots of stuff in the personal life happenings, so it definitely can interfere with the upload schedule, but I'm going to try to be a little more, little better at it. I definitely have lots of plans for videos that don't necessarily see the light of day sometimes, just because after I reflect on them, or even after I shoot them, I'm like, that sucks. I don't want to do that. CG, hey CG, hey Tim Doust, how are you? How y'all doing? Two different ends of the country, but you know, that's what we deal with. We deal with the entire planet on this channel because, you know, it's kind of fun. CG, how's your world going? I saw you're got a new video coming. You're waiting for some prototype stuff to come in. And CG says, hey, Tim. And Tim says, hey, CG. Well, say it, Tim, so that... Yeah, we'll see about the internet. The internet has been really bad today. I was actually almost about to cancel it about an hour ago because the internet was just, I mean, it was really bad. In fact, Tim tried to call me and I couldn't, we had to do an old-fashioned phone call. Oh my God. It was a thing. And it only ever happens after as soon as I click all the stuff to set up a live stream, as soon as I commit to that, the internet will start going wonky. It's almost like they don't want me to live stream. Oh, I doubt that. Let's see, got the doggo out about on a go walk while you live stream. Well, that's kind of cool. His dog's really cool. He can howl on command. It's kind of hilarious. It doesn't get old. It may get old to him. I know I was over there. I kept making him do it. It was kind of hilarious. Play by play. CG says, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I'm interested to see what's coming there. Kevin Kelly says, Middle Earth here. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Middle Earth. You're at the higher levels of Earth than I am down here. So I don't technically think that you're Middle Earth, but you know, well, why fight amongst friends? Oh, I need to switch over to my statistics so I can actually see what's going on. Shows that we're dropping about 3% of the packet. So, yeah, you know, if it gets really bad, we may call it quits. But I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I mean, the Friday thing is something that I try to do no matter what. I mean, obviously there are times when that doesn't happen, but I mean, I really do try. Let's see. Got a bunch of edits in the queue, working on, got a bunch of product reviews, talked about those previously. I've been talking to the vendors and just telling them where they are in line, just because I feel really guilty because I got stuff here that I'm reviewing, and you know, it's all slow at times because I want the reviews to be good and detailed. I don't just want them to be simple, and sometimes I have to do that, and I feel really guilty about that, but yeah. Working with Bright Tangerine stuff, Laowa stuff, that probe lens. Did y'all see that Instagram or the Facebook video I put out? That video and the making of that video will be in the Laowa probe review and all the stuff that, I mean, that lens, you know, it was on my short list for a long time, and I kept going back and forth of whether or not it was something that I would see doing more than not. And I gotta say, the more I mess with it, the more that lens is at the very top of the, I mean, it is such, I mean, it's a unique lens and it's a very niche lens, but it, the stuff you can get out of it, if you give it enough light, you definitely got to give it enough light. But the stuff you can get from it is so unique. And I can't wait to try some food stuff with it. I had joked about lining up a bunch of cigars and doing it, but I don't know how that would do on YouTube. Same thing with some ammo. Just line up a whole boxes of ammo and just kind of peruse over that. I think that would kind of look cool. Adult beverages, you know, all the good stuffs. Tim says, I just want to feel a Komodo. Did you see the Ron Amborn post where he said pre-orders opening soon? So he just posted that like 1 minute before the live stream. I find that interesting because apparently Komodo came to visit Ron today. And so, yeah. Allie says, it's that time of the week. Yes, it is. It's that time of the week. And also it's that time of the year. That's right. It's tax time. Time for you to pay your taxes. Yeah. No, I know that because all my 1099s are coming in. It's like waiting on your baby to come. Yeah. Watch them announce it during your live stream. You know, if they do, I mean, I'll just put my phone right here. But if they do, Tim, I'll excuse you from the live stream and allow you to immediately go put your order in. You'll be walking and you'll be like, no, I have to do it on my phone. You have to do it. And you probably won't have your credit cards with you or anything, you know, all that good stuff. You know, it would be hilarious. Hey, you know, Jared, if you want to just announce the sale on my live stream, I'll figure out a way to live stream. I mean, we'll drop some packets. I guarantee that. But I'll figure out a way to get you in here and you can just announce, hey, we're going live in like 3 seconds. That'd be kind of cool. You know, just a thought for you, Jared. Chad, beam me up. You have been beamed. CG says, ee. I always like that smiley face because it's always that kind of look. So what is everybody working on? What has everybody got in their queues? There is, you know, there's quite a bit. I've teased the giveaways. We're going to have more. I have them. I'm ready to do them. I just want to put them with the right products because I have aperture right there, and I have the aperture to give away right here. That spotlight is freaking cool. I have to pronounce my bad words so that YouTube won't like voice to text it into something bad. Yeah. Audio stuff. What's going on with audio stuff? Chad says, on a set of a web series at this very moment, I'm DOP and cameraman today, the one-man band. I love it. You're getting paid, right? That's even better than just being a one-man band. Allie says, planning a spec commercial. Sometimes you need a break from the norm. Indeed. That's kind of the way I was kind of playing around with that Fender motion control setup there with the probe lens and the red and the Kessler stuff. I was like, how do I make the Fender amp seem badass? And well, I mean, the first thing to do would be to take their badass Fender amp, which I don't have. I had to borrow an amp, and it wasn't the like full-on badass one. So, yeah, I made it look cool, I thought. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, go over to my Instagram, or you can go to my Facebook page, or you can go follow me on Imagination Creation Films on Facebook. And also, remember to subscribe to this channel. I always forget to say that up front. I should tell you that. Subscribe to this channel. And, click the alert bell. Make sure you click all alert notifications. Also, super chats. If you want to do a super chat, I appreciate it. Super chats are great. They're lovely. Why do I have this? It's like a hair right over my eye. I can see it. It's really annoying. Super chats are great. PayPal or the Patreon. If you want to do it that way, it's all good. But yeah, this is an open conversation. Anybody that's got questions, go ahead and throw them out there. Just don't wait. Don't wait till the very end. Start throwing those questions out now. Let's get this conversation going. And also, if you are tuning into this not live and you're watching it later, if you got questions, throw them down in the comment section. I respond to them. Other people respond to them. You'll get that answer or something thereof. Tim says, you should film a fresh, hot pizza with pepperoni on a steaming hot with the probe lens. You know, I'll do that, Tim, but it has to be keto pizza, which is actually not bad. It's really not bad. You make the dough out of cheese. So, I mean, it's like an extra cheesy pizza. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll just pull back. Yeah, I can do that. Gerald says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gerald. How are you? Chad says, I've been shooting with this tiki on Cine set all day, and I'm in love with it, with this tiki. Oh, Roken. I was like, maybe he corrected me. He did. And I'm spoiled by the blade adjustments on these things. I'm not used to Cine lenses, and it's nice to not use ND filters for once. Sure. Dibble says, thought about Ursa Mini G2, but I'm thinking of buying it as my first cinema camera. I'm a student, so this fits my budget. Yeah, you know, it's not a bad camera, honestly. I mean, I don't know when you're wanting to buy it, but if you hold out, say like 3 or 4 months, like April, I have it. I mean, we'll put it as a 50% confirmed. Boy, that right there, I can see it. But that there's going to be an 8K coming from Blackmagic. So, I mean, if you'll wait a few months, you might do better. But the G2 is the G2, I mean, it's their most powerful camera, so it's easy to say, but of all their cameras, it is by far their most mature, I sound like I'm from California. It is their most mature camera to date, and it is by far their best camera to date. So it is not a bad choice at all. It's big. It's a big potato, a really big potato, but it's fantastic. Tim says, it's just got to be super, super, super hot. That's true. Or you could do the old, this is going to be funny, tampon routine. So if you don't know that, if you take a tampon, you just have them lying around, soak it in water, and then put it in a cup and put it in the microwave for, I think it's 30 seconds. And then you can take them out and lay them just behind the pizza, and the steam will just pour out of it. So yeah, super cheap hack. Keto pizzas suck if you use almond flour. Yeah, it kind of does, but we use the fathead dough recipe, which is mostly mozzarella, but it is some almond flour. We've been using coconut flour a lot lately too. Gerald says, I got your DM on Instagram. Thanks for the info. Yes, sir. We can talk about that here if you'd like. Allie says, for Scott's tangerine drink. Thank you so much, Allie. I appreciate that. And yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I used to be on a kick. There was a Ocean Spray. They still make it only up in the Northeast, or if I want to pay $10 a bottle. They have, it's called Cran Tangerine, and it is the best tasting, cran drink. I can't really drink it now because it's not keto, it's sugary. But I used to mix that with ginger ale, and I called it a Cran Tanger Ale. Oh my God, it was like the best sipping drink. I mean, it's so much good stuff. Yeah, but thank you, Allie. I really appreciate that. Chad Watkins says, oh yeah, Scotty bought a nice set of Kino Flow at a steal. Love them. Yeah, cool. I sold mine. Yeah, when did I sell mine? I sold mine back about, I guess it was about a year ago that I sold my set. I just didn't use them as much as I used to. I use these a lot more. These are the Scott Quasars, but these are the not patented, Scott's directional, I don't know what you call them, bifold barn doors for the quasars, but I've been making those. They're great. So I can line up all my quasars in there, and I basically get a Kino. Now, I will say Kinos are built better than those, but those cost $8. So, you got to give and take. Gerald says, that would be great. Unfortunately, the small office we will be shooting in has 0 windows. Got it. Little concerned about the audio. Tiny room, lav mic, boom mic, deity mic. Give me, before I can give you an answer, Gerald, give me the dimensions of the room, whether it's a high ceiling or not. What's in the room specifically, or is it full of books, or is it just an empty room? What's in there? And then kind of describe that room, a little pointers on that. Bill says, hola, I'm here just a tad late. That's all right, Bill. We don't count tardiness. We do. Bill, here's your tardy slip, if you'll take that. All right. Ooh, got a nice group today. I love it. So what's everybody working on? So just for those of you, Gerald reached out in IM and had a question. He's going to be shooting an interview in a small room, and he's just looking for pointers. And so once we get a little more details here, I'll walk through my my thought process and what I would be concerned with. And then any of you out there, I point over here like you're over here, you're right there. Any of you right out there that have your ideas, wow, this is really bothering me. I gotta find it though. I think, it's the middle eyebrow. The eyebrows, there should be 2. So if you have any suggestions or thoughts or your concerns or comments about what he should be looking out for, go ahead and throw those in there too, because it's a conversation that we have here. There is no right or wrong answer. I mean, if there was a right or wrong answer, every movie would look exactly the same, would it not? Gerald says, low drop ceiling, maybe 15 by 15 square. It's a smaller office, 1 desk, 1 credenza with folders, books. Got it. Overhead lights, I'm sure they're fluorescent. Quasars are super expensive and hard to get in the UK. I believe that. What options would be available there? Are the Titan tubes cheap? No, those are more expensive to begin with. Well, I mean, yeah. In that case, yeah. Quasars are not so easy. Waiting for Gerald to type. Just type away, Gerald. Type away. Yep, nasty lights. Plan is to turn them off and light myself with my LEDs. Are you... okay, so what I would look at is... I would look... So what's the color of the walls? And is it concrete, carpet, wood floors, or what? And are there any pictures on the walls? Or are there any books or anything on the walls? That kind of thing. What I'm looking for there is what kind of natural bounce reflections are we about to get, as well as audio reflections. And, just kind of an idea. The way I would tell you, I would try to separate as much as possible the desk and the person being interviewed from the background as much as possible. So I don't know how flexible the room is, but if you could pull that desk further towards the camera and get the person closer to the camera so that the background falls off even better, that's good too, because you need to light from the side a little bit so you don't completely wash the background. And then having the separation more will allow the lights that are here and here to not hit the background as much. Let's see, neutral gray, that's good. Painted sheetrock walls, nothing on the walls as I remember. Okay, do you have your furniture pads yet? Any great sound guy, gal, and any one-man band, you'll need to purchase some, and you can get them from U-Haul, but they're the moving blankets. I get them in black. They are, well, and you can't see them, but they're behind my background here. There's one right here. That's how I get my audio to sound great in here, if it sounds great. If it doesn't sound great, don't buy those moving blankets. The neutral gray is good. Sheetrock walls is bad for audio, but good for reflection. Yeah, a year ago I did a simple interview lighting setup. I did. Thank you, Bill, for reminding me of that. Furniture blankets, perfect. I'm not sure what kind of a shot you're going to do, but if you are only doing like a chest up and you're not going to show the desk, throw a blanket over the desk. That will really help. And the way I would light that is I'd probably take one of your lights and I would bounce it up at the ceiling and create just kind of an overall glow in the room. I'd put one as my key light, and then just off to the side. Oh, my nose is itching. It's going to be a good live stream. Scott's talking too much if his nose is itching. Yeah. So a key light. Then I would look at their face, and I would find out how much light is being bounced off the walls, because you definitely want a little bit of a shadow on a darker side. It just kind of gives it a better look. Also, are they looking at the camera or are they looking off? I personally, if I'm looking off, I like to have my key light come from the back, so the opposite side towards the camera. So the darker side is towards the camera. I feel like it gives just a little bit more interesting. That's called reverse key. Pretty popular, that kind of thing. So if you are not getting shadow on this side, you're not getting enough dark, it's just really bright because it's bouncing off the wall, then you want to throw up a flag. And oddly, well, all right then. I don't have a small flag. I'm using them all for that. Don't fall on that. I'm using them all for the probe lens over there. But, just a piece of black will really help. I don't know if this will, yeah. Oh, there you go. So you can see the light is actually over here. So it's not cutting the light. That's cutting the light, which I can't see. This is adding shadow to me. So you can see it. It adds a little shadow to my face. And all we're doing, this is black foam core, which you can get at any art supply, or maybe even Walmart might even have it. Nose is itching. But if you don't have an actual flag, then you could use that. But a flag is it's made. Here's one. I'll just grab it. That's the beauty of a wireless microphone. This is what I'm talking about right here. And this is a big one. This one is like a 2x3, but it's made of a non-reflective fabric. And it's now covered in dust. That sucks. The other side is hard. And this is called Duvetine. And I always buy all mine from Matthews. Matthews, sponsored by, not exactly. They don't sponsor me at all. But the Duvetines, they do a great job of canceling the reflection far more than this does, but this does work. So if you can see, this is kind of a little shiny, whereas this one, if I hold it up, it is not. So the same angle, and let me just drop that. Now my stuff's not gonna work. You can see the differences there. They're not quite the same, but any amount of shading or shadowing is better. So it just kind of gives that interesting look. Make sure everything's working good. Okay, got it. And I did discuss flags on one of my lighting demonstrations that I haven't finished yet. I'm sorry. Bill says, there is even a good illustration of separation. Perfect. Looking off camera at the person interviewing them. Yeah, perfect. I love the dark, but I mean, it may not be what they're looking for. So this may be the look or this may be the look. It's your choice. Yeah, it's all good. Devil says, I just learned how to use flags. Love them. Yeah. So, I mean, the job of a DP is to shape light. It's not just to add light. It's to take away light. It's to shape light. It's to transform it into soft or hard, or do everything with light plus the camera. That's a DP. Yep, got plenty of foam cores. So do you think a boom mic versus a lav? Depends on the echo. I probably would do both just to be on the safe side if you can. But if you can get that furniture blanket on the desk and it not have to be in the shot, then you're going to be a lot better off, because as they're talking, it's going to bounce here. If you put a boom overhead pointing downward at them, it's going to hit this instead of something hard like a desk and then bounce around. And then any place that you can cover with the furniture blanket will actually help your sound. Any place is not going to be in the shot. And then if you need to do kind of a backlight or a hair light, you could put one off in the distance and just kind of pop behind them. I always like to do it myself when possible. I have a daylight for the front, and I'll use like a tungsten for the back. Just kind of gives a little color contrast, makes it look nice. I did that also on that lighting demonstration that Bill said. I don't know why those videos didn't get that great of views. I think they only got like 100 views. I really can't understand my channel. I'm probably the world's worst YouTuber. Reach Film says, I thought there was a light on the rim of your hat for a second. There is. It's right there. Yes, it looks great, doesn't it? Yeah, no, these are my LED fake ambiance bulbs. You got to have something cool. And sadly, I bought these right when everybody else was apparently doing it. And so everybody had them in there. And I was like, oh God, now I'm just like everyone else. And eventually I just said, screw it. And yeah, so I got them. Let's see. Bill says, I ran 2 mics on my interview shots like that for redundancy. I ran 2 camera angles as well, so it would look natural. Yeah, good stuff. Bill says, if there were breaks in the talk, stutters, etc., you can also create your own breaks. I have edited audio like you wouldn't believe. Tim can attest. He and I both had to edit audio like you wouldn't believe. I mean, literally assembling a sentence from each word. Yeah, it's been fun. Benjamin says, I have a question on, as a videographer with a music video, by having a story behind it, does that make it better or worse? The music is called Unbroken by Disciple. That completely depends. A music video could be the band playing in their garage. It could be the band playing in concert. It could be a girl trying to get a guy to notice her, and it's just a little mini movie. It could be a girl trying to get a guy to notice her and the band playing back intercut. It could be a story of a girl who cried a river and dry in the whole world. No, that's a different song. And then a guy with a completely different story and the band. It just, depends on the story that you want to tell. Sometimes you don't want to tell a story with the song. Sometimes the song is horrible. Sometimes the song is great. So it just depends. So, I mean, think about the song. Think about the words of the song. Is there a story that needs to be told in there? And then, you tell it that way. If there's not, then yeah, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer on that. Kevin says, boom is better, but listen for weird sounds if you're using a shotgun light. Yep. That's why I typically do both. Oh man, this is bothering me. I'm gonna have to go trim it real quick. The tricky part will be trying to get all the gear into that small room. I have to remember a good amount of space is taken up with the desk. It is. Depending on the area and if it's quiet or not, you might consider putting the camera out in the doorway, shooting inwards. But if it's a busy office, then yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, it can be tough. And it's okay to cheat. I mean, so if you can move the desk 45 degrees and shoot from a corner and shoot that way, anything you could do to cheat, it works. I mean, everything in film is cheated. Everything. And that's how you make a big room look small, or a small room look big. Strike that, reverse it. Dibble says, Scott, why are EVFs so expensive? Because there are not enough people buying them. It is the absolute truth. There's nothing really spectacular in an EVF. The tools are available inside 5-inch monitors. So that's not it at all. The optics are almost nil. All you're doing is you're doing what's the optic for just adjustment for eye over distance. That's the only optics involved. The real problem is if everybody wanted one, then they would be cheap. I mean, 7-inch monitors, monitors the size of our cell phones are cheap now. Portkeys makes a great one for really cheap, $200. The reason they're that price is because people buy them. You've got all these YouTube vloggers now that all have them on their cameras, whereas before, no one would ever buy one. So that brought a market down. You've got Portkeys now doing a EVF. Portkeys, if you're watching, still looking for that demo unit. Happy to do a review for you. Portkeys is bringing the price of EVS down. They're just over $1,000 for those. Let's see. Benjamin says, okay. Well, is it about someone who is broken on depression and suicide? So, yeah, I mean, if you tell that story, it could be a little strong by itself, my opinion. So I might break it up with the band. So that might be one of those back and forth kind of things where you're telling the story. Hopefully it has a good ending or something, and you have the band intercut, because if you bring people on the emotion train and it only goes down, if the roller coaster only hits the bottom, then it's going to be something that people won't enjoy. You want to give them the roller coaster. Give a little bit, take a little bit. Give a little bit, take a little bit. In this case, give them the band and then take away with depression. Give them sadness and then bring back the band, let them back up, and then kind of give them that little roller coaster ride. It'll make a more enjoyable video, but that's my opinion. Ali says, new small HD monitor for $3,000 is a good price. That's a little high. Small HD, I'm a pseudo fan of, not a huge fan. They have cheaper monitor options out there. Benjamin says, is smaller rig better than better rig? Bigger. Is smaller rig better than bigger rig? Depends. If I'm in a car, the smaller rig is the better rig. If I'm on a big full set, bigger rig may be what I need. It's about the right tool for the job. So don't get caught up in the size of your rig. If you only need something this big to do what you need to do, then don't build this. There's no reason for it. You're just wasting your time and your effort and weight and all that good stuff. Everything in film is cheating. Okay, yeah, I'll take my quote. Let's see here. Ooh, still dropping frames, about 3%. Ali says, also sell 50-inch 4K TV for $2,000 is expensive. Yes. And you can get a 50-inch 4K TV now for $500. They're not amazing, but they're not bad either. Bill says, Hollywood never let reality get in the way. This is true. Bigger. Okay. That makes sense. Got it. Okay. So that's my opinion on, music video and the story. But again, your job as a filmmaker is to serve the story. So the story's been written, in this case, it's been written in song. So you need to serve that story as best as possible, but serve your audience, which is why, maybe if someone writes a story, writes a script where everybody dies in the end and there's no happy ending, well, that story may not serve itself at that point. It may alienate an audience out there. So you might change the story. in this case, hopefully the song doesn't just, end on a sad note. I mean, it could, it's been done. But, serve that story. Tell the story as best you can. Jen Lee says, have you watched Nick Gurr? Why does that name sound familiar? I don't recognize that name. I don't know why. Nick Gurr. Is it Gurr? Nick Gurr. Happy birthday, Nick Gurr. I have not. That doesn't ring a bell. I've heard the name, but it is not someone I have watched, no. Ali says, what I meant was filmmakers justify gear costs, but day-to-day appliances. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, you're right. Ha! Hey, Phil. He's trolling. Gotcha. We have a Phil Holland out there. Hey, Phil, how's it going, buddy? How you doing out there in the West Coast? Devil says he is not falling into it. See, I didn't fall for that. And my excellent pronunciation allowed that to not work. So Nick Gurr is the way I pronounced it. And guess what? I put spaces in there. But you know what? You have earned, that's right, remove, and you go next, and report, bye-bye. There we go. There we go. Yeah, fortunately, I didn't, there's actually a person out there. Well, that's hilarious. Please, okay. There we go. Hate speech. Okay. Wow. There we go. Yeah, bye. I cannot remove you? I most certainly can. What makes you think that? Bye-bye. Okay, so. Bye-bye. That's I just caught that one. That one was actually not that well done. Oh, hey, look. We have a new one. We have a new one. Ollie, are you up for it today? You want to be moderator? Let's just take care of that right now. Ollie. Guess what? Ollie's now a moderator. Bye, trolls. You don't have to, Ollie, if you don't want to. Okay. And yeah, we're watching you down there. We already know. Yeah, Phil, good to see you. Yeah, you need to do some like really. I'd love to see some real behind the scenes stuff of all that helicopter stuff you do. Because you just set a picture. That's just not enough. Inquiring minds want to know. One day I'm going to come out there and be your wingman somehow. I'll carry the camera gear for you. Let's see. All right, so we got a lot of people out there. I love it. Epic fail. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Fortunately, I pronounced it right. All right, so who's got questions out there? I only have two hands. GoPros will work great. You know what, though? When a Komodo comes out, you could mount that right up in the cockpit. I'd like to see your little your joystick fingers going on. I think that'd be kind of funny. What is your favorite camera? Well, Divil, the real answer to that is the one that I have in my hands. I mean, it's really kind of true. I mean, of all the cameras that I have, yeah, the Red is absolutely my favorite. But is it my favorite of all times? I don't know. I'm kind of partial to film, even though I haven't gotten to shoot 35 millimeter. I want to shoot 35 millimeter. I probably would fall in love with that, which would be a very expensive very expensive endeavor, but you know, it can be done. It could be done. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about the creativity. When the creativity spark hits me, I mean, it's actually super, it's disappointing when you have a camera all rigged up. Like right now, the Red is all rigged up for the probe lens and it's on motion control and all that. But if I have something I want to go shoot real quick, and I want the Red for that, then I have to swap the mount. I have to take it off the motion control. I have to go re-rig it. I have to put the right lens on there. All of that to get the shot. Whereas if I could just grab a camera and not try to be so attached to the Red and just pick up whatever camera that I can that can do the story justice that I'm doing, and then it's great. So yeah, I mean, it's okay to have favorite cameras. I'm not deceiving anyone when I say that. Yes, I'm a big fan of the Red, but my favorite camera is the one that I have, because that means that if I've got a camera in my hands, then that means I'm getting to shoot something that I want to shoot. Oh dang, I told away. It looks like I missed a troll. Yeah, you did. You missed a troll, and he's staged already. We have a second troll staged and ready, but we have Ali out there who's ready to take the reins here and do some fun. Ryan says, have you used or currently using the ATM Mini for your live streams? No, and I have very serious interest in that. I actually believe that it is kind of awesome, mostly because I've been using a bunch of different HDMI to USB adapters, and when I switch around, because I run 4 cameras at a time switching around, and I use the Stream Deck to do that, I have found that several of them will drop out. It can't handle that many on a system. So that's where the ATM Mini will come in super handy, because I can just run all the cameras in through HDMI and then convert it and just do that number. It also has a lot of features. I love all the reviews that are coming out there. Black Magic, if you're watching, if you want to send me one for review, I don't keep the stuff. I send it back. Yeah, I would love to check that out. Divil says, do you use AF on your Red, and is it good? I don't, and no, it's not. That's why everybody's so excited about the Komodo, because it is actually using phase detect, where I think this one is contrast, really. I'm not really sure what's on the Red. It's not good. It's not good at all. It has it, and if you give it enough light, it'll kind of figure it out, but it's not like continuous autofocus at all. Yeah, no, I don't. Ryan says, I recently picked one up for myself. I've only dipped into a few of the features, but it's been super simple to use and very reliable thus far. Highly recommend. Cool. The price is right, and the resolution is right too, because the previous one was only like 720p. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so any news about the Komodo release time, your personal thoughts? The only thing that I have now is that Ron Amborn had just posted that pre-orders coming soon. Now, that could be months, but I think based upon the uptick in the Jared posts on Red User, and all of the accessories that there's a lot of them already seem to be made, both by GDU, which is Jared and his partner's company, and then third parties. I'm guessing we're due for an imminent drop real soon. He said something, I think like 2 days ago, that there were 3 hardware changes that they were trying to get locked in real fast. But that tells me, yeah, it's really soon. I think it's going to be I think you got an 80% chance that it's weeks before NAB that it drops. I think it's an 80% chance. Bill says, Gerald, the way it was divided there. PMG, okay, Devil, thoughts on the new 1DX Mark III? My opinion is overpriced. I said, well, the 1DX Mark III is overpriced for what we think of it. That being said, there's a lot of interesting things in that. The fact that it can shoot 5.5K RAW is kind of nice. Now, the interesting thing on that, if you hadn't seen, so Peter McKinnon just shot with it. He shot B-roll. There's something in that video that was a huge tell for me. And not a lot has been discussed about it, but Peter just basically hinted to it. He'd shoot a little bit of B-roll, and then all of a sudden they're eating ice cream because he's having to offload his 0.5 terabyte card. And he only shot like 5 shots of B-roll, shooting at 5.5K, 60 frames per second raw. So that tells you it is not compressed and it's eating up that card. So, I mean, it's raw and they don't have a lot of support for it yet. So you have to have a special application to even see it, which is kind of like the original C100 when it first came out. So, I mean, I think it's cool. It doesn't suck. Don't get me wrong. It is kind of overpriced, but if you're a photographer and a videographer and you kind of mix back and forth, I think it's going to be kind of awesome. If you're a wedding guy or gal, I think it's going to have a place. Yeah. So I don't hate it. I'm not going to buy one. It's just, it doesn't suit my shooting style. Ryan says 4K would be great, but can't complain given the price. True. Very hyped about Komodo though. Yep, me too. Komodo will be a toy kind of camera. No, I don't. You can't put R3D, the red code, in a toy. It doesn't work. This is going to be a red camera downsized. And the only thing that it's going to be missing is the requirements that make a red camera so large is the processing power. So if you strip away the needs for the processing power, which is higher shutter speed, or not shutter speed, higher frame rates, then you can have to dissipate less heat, get a smaller little package. And yeah, I think the hype is justified in this. I'm slightly giddy about the Komodo. Yeah. Phil Holland says, best still autofocus I've ever used is on the 1DX Mark III. Yeah, and see, that goes with the saying, if you're a photographer that is also a videographer or a light DP, that, I mean, that's the best of both worlds because you're getting high resolution and that rapid autofocus. And it is dual pixel, except it's not dual pixel in, is it 5K 60? I don't think it won't do dual pixel, but everything else it does dual pixel. And dual pixel, without question, unless anybody else has any other statement otherwise, dual pixel is the holy grail right now of autofocus systems. It is the king. Phil says nothing comes close. Yep. Nah. And I would say phase detect is about 85% of dual pixel. What would you say there, Phil? I know like Sony's is phase detect. Komodo's phase detect. We don't know, obviously, how it performs phase detect publicly or privately or any way, except what Jared teases. But it's phase detect. But in a general sense, phase detect, I think, comes about 85% close to dual pixel, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that? Gerald says, yeah, I hear the file sizes are insane. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It's 17 gig per minute. I did not hear that. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's raw. Yeah. Yeah, Gerald says, if I was shooting stills for the Olympics, I would certainly try to watch. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's the same thing. It's a pro body. The same thing, Sony has a pro body, and people are like, well, why do you have an A7R4 and it's 60 megapixels, but your pro body is only 20 megapixels? Because you don't need it. Because you're not shooting something for a grand wall. You're shooting something for press. You're shooting something for news, that kind of stuff. So yeah. Let's see here. Probably indeed they're made for it. Phil says phase detect autofocus with dual pixel or quad pixel. Okay. I've shot still in dual pixel and on Sony. Definitely miss less shots with the Sony. I guess it depends on what you're shooting. So Komodo is cam for small spaces. It's going to be probably the new crash cam. It will be, I think, I mean, I'm sure that Red has said, yeah, we'll take that too. I'm sure it's going to show up in every established YouTuber's hands. So let's say you have 100,000 subscribers out there. I'm guessing you're going to take your game to the next level and you're going to be using Komodo because you can do things with it that you just can't do with everything else. Compressed RAW. 16-bit compressed RAW is, yeah, it's a thing. Kevin says, I am ultra interested in the Komodo, but really need to see how much the needed add-ons cost. Needed add-ons, the only ones, you need a monitor and you don't have to buy a Red. It has 4K SDI out. The add-on memory, it's CFast Express, or CFast 2.0, sorry, not CFast Express. So that's off the shelf. The batteries, what is going on with my eyebrow? It's like twitching. The batteries are off the shelf batteries. These are not V-mounts. There is a V-mount adapter I saw. But I mean, those are simple Canon batteries. So yeah, you don't need a lot for it at all. Zachary says, should I look into a Canon 1D series camera and Sony a7 III? And Phil, I really like your channel and everything, Red camera. Yeah, Phil takes everything like to the next level. Well, he takes everything at the next level to the next level. I mean, the dude puts out a video like once every 2 or 3 months and has like 10, 12 times this number of subscribers. Plus, you know, he kind of looks like, I can't ever remember his name. Phil knows the joke now. Let's see here. CFast 2.0 is expensive. Autofocus, that's what AF stands for. It is, but it is coming down this year. That price will come down. The interesting thing about the CFast Express is there's only cards that are 512 gig. They don't have any larger yet, and they're apparently not on the roadmap anytime soon. So Zachary says, should I go for the A7 II or A7 III? Personal opinion at that point. So I like the A7 III camera. I think it's really cool. It does a great job at video. It also does a great job at focus. It does a great job on stills as well. It has pretty good color in it. I mean, it borrows some stuff from Venice, so it has some nice colors. I think it also does really well in low light. And it just depends, are you a Canon guy or are you a Sony guy, or do you care? And 3 is, I think we're imminent this year for an A7 IV. And I've given my opinion. People keep saying, when is the A7S III coming out? I think the A7Ss are done. I think they're just going to have 2 bodies, and that is the A7 and the A7R. And the difference being A7 geared towards video more, lower resolution, A7R geared more towards photography with some video. So it's higher resolution. So I think we're going to see an A7 IV this year. That's my guess. Hey, Mila, how are you? And yes, for those of you 2 weeks ago, I did figure out who Mila was, and we connected off. So yeah, Cheers. See here. We tested the FX9 versus the C500 Mark II, and the FX9 has 2 stops more of DR than the Canon. Interesting. I had just watched a review, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was, but they were highly disappointed in the DR of the Sony. The other thing that I thought was hilarious was there was a common thread of that the FX9 has a very green cast to it. The reason I think that's hilarious because all the Sony guys were complaining that Red had a green cast to it, and now they have a green cast. So let's see here. Kevin says, I also need a PL to RF mount adapter. This is true. However, there are a lot of those, and they're inexpensive. And if you look, the one that Jared had the other day when he was shooting with Bayhem, that PL adapter was the Photo Deox. That's like a $200 adapter. So that was not some high dollar or anything. So that, I mean, why not? Yeah, Metabones, I think, it does some of the best out there. I really have to agree there. Let's see. I have to go, Divil. Have fun streaming. Thanks, Divil. Great. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. Man, we got lots of people out here. I love it. Metabones is the king of that. Let's see. The newer Metabones is shockingly well made. The Metabones is on their game, and I guess the reason, I mean, Metabones is pricey compared to the lower cost competitors, but the good thing about Metabones, they keep upping that game. I have used Metabones for years now, and I mean, they work great. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Metabones. Phil says, and has support foot for longer. This is true. You know what sucks though? and maybe it's for a different purpose. So that's the Canon, or that's the Sony up there. The Metabones adapter that I have on it, the foot sits lower than the camera. And on every Metabones adapter I've ever had, it's not the same height. That bugs me. Let's see here. Mila says, did Jared give you more juicy info on Komodo? No, he did not. Gerald says, I chatted with Philip Bloom on a live stream, and he is of the thought that there will always be a new A7S. They will skip naming it the A7S III and call it the A7S4, and that you take it for what you will. Possibly. Allie says, Scott, I got to go for a bit in case Mr. Troll returns. Gotcha. I appreciate you. Got it. Undone. But Mr. Troll, I got him. Let's see here. Let's see. Kevin says, support foot also needed for taquinas. Yes, this is true. Mila says, hi, Phil. Would you please share your impressions on holding the Komodo? Phil, share if you want to. Phil is super cautious. He doesn't share. I'm assuming he'll share everything that he's basically said on Red User if he wants to share it all. Let's see. Duct tape to hand. I love it. Oh, this is a great live stream. I love it. Gerald said, are you sure you want to do duct tape or you want to do a gaff tape? Probably, well, I don't know. You don't want to ruin the finish on that. You know what would be amazing though? If Red offered, and I know they do custom, but if they offered like custom paint jobs for like $500 right off the gate. So you put in your order and you're like, oh, you want a custom paint job? Boom, $500, choose a color. Oh, I think that would be, that would be the Apple of Red. That'd be hilarious. Maybe they can do I would totally buy a candy apple red. I would eat that up. Yeah. Also candy apple blue. I guess it wouldn't be apple. Candy blue. Phil says, but you've seen some of the early rigging and the side handles and all of that. Yeah, those, like the cowboy handles, they look like the same cowboy handles, but knowing the cowboy handle length, I'm guessing they're a slight tweaked version. I don't know, but yeah, there's lots of stuff coming for sure. Phil says, true. Mila says, GDU Komodo handles feel good. I want color for my, yeah, that blue one. I'm into the color stuff. I'm scared to know how much those cost. I've never brought up the courage to ask, but once I make it, I guess where I'm making a good income and such, and maybe a name, then I'll get a custom painted red. Yeah, I bedazzled my A7 III. Oh, bedazzlers. Kevin says camera wraps instead of car wraps. Yeah, the only problem with the camera, wow, really? There's a little spider just like I'm coming down. The only problem with camera wraps is you lose all your logo. You won't know it's the power button because you'll overdo your silk screening on there. Any idea how to make it? Honestly, I know. Just knowing what's on the inside of those cameras. If you go watch the Linus Tech Tips where they took apart a camera, you'll see that it's all kind of stuck together. So it's not a shell and an interior case. It's like painted components that make up it's not a skeleton, it's an exoskeleton, so to speak. Reach, I totally wrapped my drone, but that makes more, yeah, for sure. You don't care what's on there. You know how to push the button. Reach Films, I did it for mine as well. I mean, I bought a while back a guitar kit. I haven't finished it yet, but it's, it's Chinese. It costs like $50, but you get a full, basically looks like a Fender Strat, and you got to sand it and paint it and all that stuff. And I have been looking into how to do a candy finish, and I'm gonna get really good at that. And then maybe one day I'll paint something camera related, but it's not gonna be my red. I'm not gonna do that to my red. Nope. Way to go, Gerald. Yeah, good times. All right, so who's got some questions out there? Throw those questions. I mean, we've got lots of questions. I love it. But yeah, who's got the questions? Oh yeah, good tangerine stuff. Oh, my dog is starting to warm up. Every day, right about the same time, he's like, "Hey, are we going anywhere?" And then the shake on my dog. My dog doesn't know how to. Well, he knows how to speak, but when he wants something, he gets your attention by ringing his little bell, and he's got his tags on his collar. So he shakes his head when he wants to go outside. And you'll hear it go ching 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 ching, and that's what he was just doing because he's like, I want to go out. And yeah, and then when you ask him if he wants, he shakes his rear end. He just kind of wiggles it really fast. It's cute, hilarious, and also really disturbing because when like guests are over and you see your dog get out there and go, whoo, and I'm like, yeah, that's my dog. Yeah. Let's see, Reach Films. If you had to choose between a chocolate raisin or cranberry, I'd go with a raisin. The Raisinets are great. I like those. Cranberries are okay. I like I like the tartness of a cranberry in like a drink, and then that shape of a canned gelatinized that we get at Thanksgiving. But otherwise, yeah, no. Big slider looking, maybe Kessler. I am a huge fan and proponent of Kessler. Big fan of them because they do everything that I ask of it. They're well built. They're built like tanks. My opinion is see if Kessler is right for you. I understand budgets, and I mean out there, budgets. I mean they have a way of controlling our lives, and so I get it. If you look at other options, I would look at stuff that you see people use, and then the way I would justify is watch their camera moves, specifically as they're moving by product. And this is the best thing. So if you're doing a product shot and you see somebody zoomed in and they're going really across like the mouse instead of like a huge scene, look to see if you see any stutters. Also on tilts or pans, look to see if you see any kind of stutter that happens. If you're not interested in motion control at all and you're just interested in the slide, well then, I mean, the sky's your oyster at that point. So get what fits your budget. I still prefer the Kessler because you can take it to the next level. Gerald says, so what can we expect next from you with the motion gear? You have set the bar pretty freaking high. Well, thank you, Gerald. I'm not done. I'm not done at all. I'm working on some things. I'm hoping to see something new from Kessler, and we'll see how it goes. I just kind of talked to them, and it's nothing new that, but the fact that really you are lazy. He's just stretched out and pushed my entire 300D Mark II. No, not 300D. Is that what it is? Yeah, Aperture 300D Mark II. I was thinking 300D. Yeah, he pushed the whole thing off to the side. That's really cool. Digressing. So I'm hoping that that Kessler releases some cool stuff here soon. I'm sure they will. They keep releasing a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, did y'all say the DeWalt thing? So it's the little V-mount DeWalt. So it'll power, you can power a light camera with a DeWalt battery, so you can get it at Home Depot. It's really slick. Gerald says, I like the videos even a little more since I'm a big Fender fan. Ah, I see. Well, you'll see more stuff. I am working with what works and what doesn't work with the probe, and specifically, I'm enjoying figuring out how to light so much light into a small area, so that I can get maybe some slow motion shots with the probe lens. It's a tough one. I know Phil has quite a bit of experience with the probe lens as well, and it just eats so much light. I mean, f14. It's amazing. Just take your camera and stop it to f14. Some lenses stop at f14. That's where the Lauer probe starts. So start it at f14 and see what you can do. And on the Red, what's cool is they have frame averaging. So it'll take like 4 frames and average out the light on it to help decrease the noise. And they have frame summing, which takes it and adds all the light, which increases the noise. But those are, or did I say that backwards? I forget which one it is. But yeah, you can actually shoot at much lower light if you're shooting in a slower frames a second, which is nice for this. I mean, because I got all day, I can just let it run. The new light from Arri, did I get my hands on it? No, I didn't. I was not in LA when it was there, and they are starting to appear. Originally there was one, then there was 7, and I hear there's 20 now, and I think they're supposed to ship really soon. I have not touched it at all. It's big though, from what I understand. The guys that I have talked to that have touched it, it is a monster, and it's not necessarily lightweight. I think they said 22 pounds. It's a big thing. Phil says, it's rough, but doing macro, I'm often stopped down there anyway. That's true, because yeah, there's nothing fun about getting one of the antennae in focus and everything else out. That's you know, I've got a gopher out here, and he keeps digging up right outside my door. And I noticed some fresh holes, and normally they'll dig a hole, and then once they get their other side, they'll pile up the dirt, and they make little spots, and they keep carrying it so they have an entrance and exit. I've noticed the holes now without the dirt. That means that's where he's coming in and out. I'm going to stick that probe lens in there, kick the light on, and see what happens. I think that'll be fun. Gerald says, see the specs on the new Autel Evo drone they're about to release. Freaking 10-bit 8K video. Yeah, at 120 megabits. There's not enough megabits there to shoot 8K. You're just compressing that thing to hell. I mean, think about that. 120 megabits. That is 15 megabytes per second. Can you imagine shooting a red at 40-to-1 compression? That's, yeah. And the optics are a little soft too. I think the 6K one is the better option on that one. Kevin says, still photographers use mini mirrors to redirect lights in a small area. I'm using the spotlight from Aperture. Focus that beam. Let's see here. Thought of the 6K was 10, but the 8-bit was 8. I thought the 6K was actually more. I thought I read 12-bit. Maybe it's 10. But I know that the 8-bit, if you look at the footage, it's a little soft. Gerald, 120 megabits. Seriously? Oh God, that's awful. Yes. All of their drone models are 120 megabits. So the less resolution, the better at 120. Anything new on filters lately? The only thing new, if you're looking for one of those polarizing circular filters from what's their name? I forget the name. Well, I guess it doesn't. Go back to the Bright Tangerine, the Bright Tangerine Misfit Clash 138. Sorry, with the circular polarizer and that coupon code that's in there. You can go out there and get that from Ryan Avery. CJ says the 8K one is for commercial inspections. Yeah, I would probably buy that too. Yeah, the 6K one is also a 1-inch sensor. The 8K is not. The 8K is probably like an iPhone type sensor. And the others for photography. Yep, true. All right. Poll out there. Because I'm feeling on edge about this lately. So, Windows or Mac for your PC, and also Android or Apple for your phone. So put them both out there. Let me know, because I switched to Android, the Samsung, and it's a good phone. I just feel like I just feel like I miss the Apple ecosphere. Now, workstation, I'm not switching from Windows because my machine up there is a beast. I love Windows for that. But I don't know. Maybe the laptop might go back Apple. We'll have to see. So let's see. We have a Mac and an Apple. So you're a double-double. Got it. CG says Mac and Apple. Gerald says, thoughts on the Insta360 Go light camera? Yeah, from what I can see, it looks kind of cool. It really looks good. I really like the, I think there was a Potato Jet had posted one, and I think it was using that one. What I noticed was, normally the Insta360 1X, when you do the invisible arm, it looks like you're about 6 feet away. The new one that he did, it looked like he was 20 feet away and he was holding it with the stick, which means that they have figured out some really cool stuff with that. That really looks impressive to me. Reach says, I am Mac right now. Next computer PC all the way. Yep. Thoughts? Yeah. Okay. Phil says, February, good Android phone announcement. Gerald says Windows and Android. Is it that way? I did see someone had I feel like it had to be a joke. It was a Samsung with 6 cameras on the back. That cracked me up. Windows and Android, Kevin. Yeah, okay. Interesting. We're almost 50-50 here. Almost. Does anybody have Windows on their desk and an Apple phone and tie them together? So with the Windows 10 and the Samsung, and I guess, I don't know, maybe it's other Androids, you can do your phone. And so I can send stuff back and forth with this fairly easily. All my messages and notifications show up on my Windows box. The photos show up on there, that kind of stuff. Does that work with the Apple in this? I never tried it that way before. CG says, I guess the poll doesn't help. Yeah, it doesn't. My wife's answer is no. Pretty much whatever I want to do, the answer is no. So, no. We should be popping in here probably about 40, 45 minutes. All right, who's got more questions? I'm ready to do a rapid fire. Y'all want to do a lightning round? We got 13 people out there. Let's throw 13 questions out there. We'll set the clock for 1 minute apiece. Now, let's throw some Mac and iPhone. There we go. Throw some questions. Let's get some interaction going. And I'll throw some questions to you guys. What do you think 2020 will bring in the industry? And let's open that industry to whatever industry you're in. So photography, full cinema, videography, any of that, the industry. What do you think 2020 will bring about that doesn't exist currently? Also, for those of you who enjoy the YouTube world, what do you think will be, because I honestly want to know. I don't know, which is why I sit at 3,500 subscribers and other people sit at 100,000. I don't obviously know the answer. What is it, do you think, that 2020 YouTubers will need to do to be successful? And I mean, it's a shot in the dark. Also, my birthday's coming up. I'd love to get to 5,000 subscribers for my birthday. My birthday's really coming up really soon. So like, you got a week, folks. If you want to just share and get me 1,500 subscribers in a week, I'd love you all. I already love you all. Okay, let's see what we got here. Star Trek or Star Wars? Let me say yes. Original series Star Trek, no. Original series movies, yes. Next generation, yes. Next generation movies, yes. Deep Space Nine, no. Voyager, no. The new spinoffs, no. Star Wars, original, yes. Episodes 1 through 3, I don't even know what you're talking about. The reboot, or 7, 8, and 9, I haven't seen 9 yet, so don't spoil it. I kind of like them. I kind of like them. Do I pit one over the other? Well, I'm a huge Star Wars movie fan, but I don't know. And Mandalorian, I really loved The Mandalorian. I really did. Yeah, I think it was really worth it. Hey, Shoba, big man, what up? Komodo is coming what month? My guess, and this is what I was saying earlier, 80% guess is weeks before NAB. It's an 80% guess. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. My wife tells me all the time. But yeah, I think it's coming pretty soon. I think it's going to be less than a month from now. Maybe it's a Valentine's gift. I don't know. Maybe March 1st. I don't know. CG says, stay on top of all that new tech coming out. Yeah, that is, I can't afford, at my 3,500 subscribers, I can't afford to go out and buy new tech all the time. It does stink. And I have a feeling that's what a lot of these guys just do. They well, I mean, you get to a point, they just send it to you. And I do appreciate all the people and companies that do send me stuff to work with. I really appreciate those guys. And I share that love a lot out here. Aperture, Bright Tangerine, Laowa, Venus Optics. Let's see here. Kessler, Hive. Who am I leaving out that I'm probably going to get shot for saying it? Ryan Avery, Takina. Yes, absolutely. All those guys. I love those people to death because they help. They're great people. I love that. But yeah, stay up on tech. I'm going to add a little more tech to this, and I hope it doesn't hurt my channel. But yeah, I like that idea. Tutorials are coming back too. CG says you might have to rent and borrow, beg, borrow, or trade. Not steal. We don't steal on this channel. But beg, borrow, or trade probably. Take more videos at NAB. I don't know. And the reason I say that is I have videoed NAB now for 3 years, vlogging everything. And there's some of my least watched videos. Oh, walk around and interview? Yeah, that was on the agenda this past year. Unfortunately, my wife couldn't go. So what I need 2 people to do that so I can have someone hold the camera, because I'm not going to go, hey, how's it going? That kind of thing. I need a partner, so to speak, to hold the camera. And my friends that I go with a lot, I can't ask them to hold it because they got questions they want to answer too. So yeah. Mila says, love your Dragon X 6K footage. Are you talking about the Fender amp one? Yeah, I love the 6K is gold. It's truly gold. Oh, Phil, if you're still out there, I got a question for you. I was asking this of Tim earlier. We were talking about it. So the big conversation, one of the cool things of Gemini for anamorphic was that it was a tall sensor, that it could shoot tall, which worked out really well for a 2-to-1 anamorphic. With the Dragon now 6K, isn't it like within 1% as tall of the Gemini? So isn't Dragon X now an excellent anamorphic shooter? Yeah. Mila says, yes. Yeah, there'll be more, Mila, of the all of that Dragon X stuff. I've got tons of it. I filled up 2 cards already, shooting here at my armchair motion control, shooting products and just getting cool stuff like that. Yeah, there'll be a lot of that on my Lauer probe review. So look for that. You'll see a lot more there. Um, let's see. Yeah, just NAB's tough too, because I want to be talking to the people that I can't talk to on camera. Some of my favorite conversations are conversations when you're talking to, somebody that you truly look up to, and you're just having a conversation. You're not swooning. I mean, I'm sitting there gushing the whole time, but I'm not. I'm not like, oh, I really loved when you did this. I loved how you did that. I just talk average person stuff. And I love that. There was a friend of mine on Facebook had just posted last night. He was in a bar, and there was a guy next to him drinking a beer, and he just turned to him and he said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm a lifelong liberal from California." And the guy turned and said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm a lifelong conservative from Baltimore," or something like that. And then they proceeded to have a very long, in-depth conversation about life, music, films, everything. All of that. Why? Because they connected just as humans. Put differences aside. I don't know why we're going off on this tangent, Scott, but okay. But put differences aside and talk to people as humans. And that is truly one of the things that I love about NAB and Cinegear, is that I get to have those conversations, just one-on-one, nice human conversations. And if you put a camera in someone's face, it sucks. I get it. And it also sucks because you guys would love to hear those conversations too, but I like to be human and connect to humans, yeah, all that good stuff. To raw film. I have not looked at raw film, but I will look at raw film. Because I'll be honest, I have not had much luck in the stock. Well, thanks, Microsoft, for respecting my privacy. Oh gosh. Raw film. I will look them up and see. I find it really difficult out there with the in the world. Phil says, can't send you a link, but Dragon is smaller in 6.5 than Gemini. Interesting. Well, I was using your tool on phfx.com, and I chose the Dragon 6K Super 35 and the Gemini, both of them at full frame. And the Gemini I thought it was like 1%, but okay. Did I do it wrong? Should I have chosen the anamorphic one? Let's see. That's a great site with just red raw footage for sale. So when Pond 5 opened up their red raw, I reached out and had a conversation, and they're like, yeah, we want it. And I worked with them, and I uploaded 250 raw clips. These clips were not bad at all. I thought they were quite good. I sold none. In fact, you couldn't find my clips for months because they had a problem with their algorithm. I don't know. Gerald's like, yeah, I've tried selling on stock sites. Meh. Yeah, Bill Howard is the only one that seems to have all this luck on his. That, and Phil probably has a bazillion dollars coming in from stock stuff. He's probably like, well, let's see. That one is good for this major company. This one's not so good. I'll just sell this one on stock. This one goes to the major. I don't know. He probably can't do that. It's probably all owned by them. Let's see here. It is 5:30. That's 3:30 for you folks on the West Coast, and 6:30. That's dinner time for Gerald. Yeah, Phil doesn't do stock. There you go. Well, I mean, I'd be honest too, Phil. If I only do stock to supplement. I mean, if I was working more, Definitely, I would wish I was working more. I would probably not do stock either. I mean, it is a hassle to do. I'd rather just do the jobs, shoot it, finish it, move along. Phil says, I license occasionally, but most of my work is dedicated production. Yeah, exactly. For gig. Yep. I have nothing against it, but stock world is brutal. It is. Although, let's be honest, your stuff would sell instantly on stock sites. That being said, the reason your stuff would sell, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything negative. The stuff that would sell instantly is the stuff that companies paid you to make. So, I mean, when they pay you to get in a helicopter, it's not like you're out there just shooting for yourself. So yeah, I get it. Wife is bringing home takeout. Well, what's she bringing? Because my wife, we tried keto chicken fried steak. It wasn't bad. The gravy we got to work on. The gravy is made with cream cheese, and it's not bad. It's actually it's a good tangy flavor, but yeah. There's Bill Howard with his 6 straight months of video sales. Just had one photo hit sale number 150. I don't know. The dude's talented. That's all I can say. Mila says, you have a great eye for composition, Scott. Give rock. Wow. Thank you. I didn't think that I did. I actually feel like, well, maybe it's just the creative in it, but I actually feel like that's my weakest thing, but thank you. I appreciate that. Supplemental residual income. Oh, I want it. I want the supplemental residual. My wife wants it too, because that's the difference between eating chicken fried steak and eating chicken fried steak. Well, I mean, I guess keto, it's only this big. Oh, for those of you keeping up on the diet, I am down 42 pounds now. Yeah. So feeling good. I feel like I look good. The moobs are gone. These things we're almost straight now. I need to start working out some now. I believe it is a bowl from Chipotle. I'm not a Chipotle fan. Yeah, talk to Bill. Bill's got some great ideas on stock photography. I still haven't done what he told me to do. His ideas are solid. I haven't done it. Bill says, can do. Phil says, wow. I'm assuming Phil's saying wow to Phil. No, 42 pounds. Yeah, 42 pounds. Yeah, I was getting a little chunky there last time you saw me. It was all the beer, I'm assuming. CG says, start designing stuff. I'll see how things shape out there, CG. I feel where you're going. I dig it. And I have some ideas. Yeah, I'll follow suit here soon. Mila says, where are you located? I'm just outside of Austin, Texas. So just right in the middle of Texas there. Well, technically we're not in the middle, but basically in the world, there's Texas, California, and New York. I'm in Texas. There you go. If you ever come to LA, we can design scenes to shoot for stock purposes. I love it. And so I'm just outside of Austin, and that has been one of my problems that I've talked about on here a lot, is that I'm an hour outside of Austin. And people in Austin are just like LA. They're like, oh, I have to drive an hour. And like LA, that's like 10 minutes, or it's like a 10-mile drive. But here, it's literally a 60-mile or 45-mile drive. But I can't get actors. I have to go there. So it's harder for me to do that. I need some I need some kicks in the butt to get that done. But yeah, Mila, I'll absolutely. Have they released the frame rates for Komodo yet? No, not definitively. If the, let's see, I think correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, because it's not definitive, but the only released, I think it's either 40 or 50. I think it's 40. Or maybe it was 50. I don't know. It's one of those two. And that's what Jared had posted. If you want to run some stuff by me, let me know. CAD is super fun stuff. I suck at CAD. I am not a 3D artist, as Tim Dowse can tell you. He tried and tried and tried to help me, but it doesn't click in my brain. I can mold clay. I can draw somewhat, and I can conceptualize an entire product in my brain, but I can't draw it on the computer to save my soul. Yeah, 40. Okay. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it's like Phil says, it's not locked, but it was 40 6K full frame, and that was in global shutter, if I'm not mistaken. And also, Jared indicated, and I don't think it was a firm statement, but I think it was a statement from Jared that said that rolling shutter will not net any higher frame rates either, I think is what it was. Let's see. Ha. So yeah, I honestly, I wouldn't have a problem at all with 40 FPS. I think that's amazing for that camera. With the GDU monitor mount on Komodo, the pins are there unused. Yeah, I think you'll have a hard time with him talking too in depth about that. Maybe a little bit. Let's see. Yep, crazy sensor should be the same in rolling. Okay. Oh, there we go. I am assuming that Phil knows exactly what the pins are for. So, quick little shout, because I love Phil to death. Phil's LUTs. It's free promo. If you don't have Phil's LUTs and you shoot red, go out there and get Phil's LUTs. And I know Phil is diligently working on some new upgrades to Phil's LUTs. Expected any time now. Who knows? But yeah, go check out Phil's LUTs at phfx.com, and then on there's a link to Phil's LUTs, and yeah, get you some LUTs. There's some really good LUTs on there. Phil and I have had long conversations about his LUTs. Let's see here. Phil says, you haven't seen what goes there yet. Dang it, Phil. Dang it. Now you got my brain going. Mila says, Phil's LUTs are the best in the world. I tend to agree. Phil has got the best value of LUTs out there because they're not hyper styled. There are some that are styled, but they're not hyper styled. They're all small little tweaks of life that you can use to style with hints of style. The heck was that? Sound like a truck just drove through here. Phil says, literally, have you on while working on them in the second. Well, I'm honored. I'm honored. Just so everyone knows, you may apply a LUT, and it may look just a little different because of this live stream. Yeah, I love Phil's LUTs. They're really cool. But yeah, if you don't have Phil's LUTs, go get Phil's LUTs. Because new Phil's LUTs are coming too. And there's a bunch of them. I don't know how many there are, 80 something LUTs. And they're all for all the reds. They're beautiful. Gerald says, I've heard Phil's LUTs will cure the common. Phil's LUTs prevent the common cold. And I have to say, this has got to be empirical evidence. Ever since I got Phil's LUTs, I have not had a cold. There you go. I really haven't. In fact, it's kind of hilarious. I did get sinuses once. It's just hey, don't knock that over. He just pushed my, oh man. Hold on. I'll be right back. I got to fix this because my dog I've got this thing boomed up like crazy. And he's like scaring me here. There we go. We'll lower this bad boy down. Yeah, you're a turkey. Here, turkey. He looked at me like, what? I just watched because it's on like a Minnesota, or not a Minnesota, yeah, the big cantilevered arm, and he hits it, and the whole thing goes. Yeah. Color chicken soup. I like that. They make producers happy. Yeah, there you go. Color chicken soup. Let's see what I'm trying to think of. Man, I really want to do a play on words with chicken soup for the soul and color. I couldn't come up with anything. Chicken soup for the raw, chicken soup for the, yeah. Chicken soup for the roll? I don't know. Looking at Phil's filter boxes for future need. Oh, yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. I want the in-between model that he doesn't make. He's got the small one and he's got the large one. And I have more filters than fit in the small one, but I don't want to carry the big one. Can't win. I tell that story when I was at Tiffin. I was talking to them and I was like, hey, so do you have a soft bag for filters that carries a lot? And they're like, no, but tell me what interests you in bags. They're starting to make them and they're designing them. Let's see here. Shoba says, educate me. So when these companies are sending you products, are they for you only for a limited time use? Yes. So there are companies that will send products to people that they keep. Those people are typically those people that have millions of subscribers, and giving them the gear will net them, 15-fold in sales. So it's basically a write-off for them. In my case, I'm not that big, but I do reach a reasonable audience, and I don't ever measure because I don't ever ask for kickbacks from, and it's been offered. It's been offered, hey, I'll give you a discount code just for you, and for every sale you'll get X. I turn it down. I'll say, I'll take the discount code to give to you guys, but I won't profit off that. I just don't feel right about that. It's probably stupid of me, but call me stupid. I will, as I get big, then sure, I'll go into agreements with, you pay me X amount and I'll do a full review. I'll do that. But these products that get sent to me are temporary loans, very short term in some cases, for products that I have to return. And that is the way that I work. And all of them that reach out, because some will say, well, we'll send it to you for you to keep if you give us a positive review. And no. I will give an honest review. And I mean, as I've always said, if there's a severe problem with it, I will reach out to you first before I publish a review. But no, I don't get to keep the stuff. Everything here is either bought or it doesn't belong to me, and I have to return it. So yeah, that's how it is. And I mean, it's also relationships that I've made through the years. And I'm not saying anybody is not trustworthy, but I am trustworthy in that if they give me something, they get it back. It's in the condition. I treat this stuff like it's pristine. Gerald says, yeah, I just got a kickback discount offer yesterday for a Weebill-S gimbal. Really? Interesting. Yeah, I have a problem with it. And so there was a company that I asked about doing and I think I talked about this before. I asked about doing a review on one of their products. The funny one was the Polar Pro. I reached out to them, said, hey, I'd like to, to review your product, and I'll return it, and just give me a couple of weeks to do a thorough review. And they're like, no, you're too small. Sorry, maybe in the future. And I was like, okay. Another one, I reached out, and I reach out to products that I think you guys would be interested in, and that I'd be interested in. I use Epidemic Sound, Mila, and I have their coupon code on my stock music. Where do I get music is the name of my video. You'd have to go back like 100 videos. I've got so many videos out there. Also, quickly before I go back off tangent, do y'all want to see a reacts video? I have some old videos out there on there. Would y'all be interested in seeing a reacts video? I have probably 5 videos that I did way back. I don't know. I don't personally like the reacts videos, but if y'all want to see it, I might do it. But so yeah, the other product that I'd asked about, they're like, okay, well, we'll send you one for review, but you have to give us a positive review and you have to post it on all these forums groups, all these Facebook groups, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, I will post the review to any group that it fits, and I will give an honest review, but I will not promise a positive review. I will promise an honest review. And I told them, go back and look at all my reviews and you will see I point out the negatives in every product. I love all these different companies. I love these people to death. I mean, I've made some great, strong friendships with these people, and they know I'm going to say negative things about their product, and they're all to help them, and they're all to help you, because if it doesn't do something, then why would I say it does? And it's not going to help you as a person who's looking at that. It's not going to give me credibility, and it's not going to help you, be the best filmmaker you can be. So yeah. I want the Weeble S. I wasn't that impressed with it, but maybe I need to look at it again. Tim Dulles, we got one earlier in the month for the business. I have a partner because it's like so weird. Yeah. I did get I bought something a while back and got a coupon code for Wish, I think it was. I don't know. Like if I gave you the Wish code, you all would get like $20 off and I get $20. I don't know, something like that. I looked on Wish. I didn't see anything you guys would be interested in. So, Upscale says, I love you, man. Well, I love you too. But I'll wait for your next comment. What is your key light right now? My key light right now is an Aperture 300D with a softbox, and it's right here, and I can't show it to you. I mean, it's literally like my hand is right there. So it's perfect for an EOS R underslung mode. So quick. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. Gerald says, we will be using with a GH5S. I haven't shot a client video yet. Still getting used to it. Yeah, also, Mila, that normally they were the Westcott Flex lights that were on either side. And as I said 2 weeks ago, I ripped that off, and I only have one over here just as my generic fill. It's just light way off in the back. This one, I moved into 300D Mark II because the way I rearranged my studio, I can swing it around and use it for interviews and for motion control, all that stuff. Last 2 weeks, I had a grid cloth on here, I'm sorry, a grid, not a grid cloth, a grid on the front, and I felt like I didn't like it, and so I took it off this week. And yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think it looks better. It's much softer. I don't know what to do about this because I don't like the wash that happens like right here. It's not my favorite thing to. If only I was a competent DP. Yeah, that looks a lot better. No, so it's not coming from. Oh, I know what it's coming from. I didn't turn off my overhead lights. I still don't know what to do with back here. It still looks like I'm in a sauna. Your skin tone looks great with the Aperture 300D. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's a great light. I can't wait for the 600D. A lot of people are definitely out for the 300X. I don't use bicolor. Almost never do I use bicolor. But it's interesting. But the 600D, whew, man, that thing was bright. If y'all didn't see it, I posted it on Facebook, where I was at, or I was, there was a 600D right in front of me, and I pull out the light meter, and yeah, got a measurement on it, and it was really good. Ollie says, I was really close to buy a 300D too, but holding out for the 600D. I'll tell you, yeah, I don't know when the 600 will be out. I'm guessing later this year. I know they still have a few tweaks left to it, and I know what they are, and they're all good. They're all positive. Yeah, 600D is going to be. I think they'll definitely have it at NAB because they've been showing it. But I think NAB this year is going to come with a whole lot of fun stuff from Aperture. The X will be useful for tungsten lights with their mods. Yep. Scott, do you use any soft boxes with the 300D or just using scrims and the link? This is not theirs. This is a strobe light softbox. It's a 18 by 36. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. No. I don't know. 18 by 24. That's what it is. Yeah. No. 18 by 30. We'll call it that. It's not a very big one, and it's a rectangular. I don't like the circular ones myself. I like the rectangular, and it's sitting literally. The desk is from here to here, and it is directly in line with the desk. So one end of the matte box is here, the other end is here. Not matte box, soft box. And it's shooting straight down the table. And it does give a nice, I like this. It's very soft. Yeah, I dig it. NAB, yeah, Mila, I think NAB is going to be pretty spectacular this year for Aperture and deserving. Ted mentioned February, but it looks unlikely. Yeah. I know the X is coming sooner than the 600D. Also their Nova 300, their RGB light, really nice. Get some shelves from Hobby Lobby and frame and put that on that's what I want to do. The only problem is this material. So this is like, it's like lucite with wood inside, and it's reflective. And so that's why you see, like off over here, you can see the glow, and I don't like it. I don't know. I've been coming up with some ideas. I'm originally, as I said, this was supposed to be an elevator. I was going to make an elevator set, and I never did. So, yeah, so it's just my sauna background. And one day I'll live stream from the hot tub. Mila says, Phil, what kind of BP batteries do I need to buy for? It's is it the 945s? Is that it's that series, the BP 945? I think it is. It's their intelligent ones, but not the LPE6s or LP6Es, whichever they are. All right, we got 6 minutes, folks, before 2 hours. this has been a fantastic, really, really been a fantastic live stream. I really appreciate all of you guys. But if you have questions real fast, you want to throw them out there. Yeah, I believe the BP 975 is the one. Mila, if you go out to Red User, if you go to reduser.net, I don't know why they don't have .net, go to Recon and the Komodo group, or Komodo post under Recon. There is all of the stats, every latest and greatest stuff is on there. Even Jared coming out and saying it. 975. There are third party in different capacities. I'll make a list. Red will, yeah, okay, gotcha. Shoba, whatever happened to they are still coming. They're still coming. Yeah, they're still coming. They are not abandoned at all. They're coming. Yeah. They're coming. I can't say it any other way, but yeah, they're coming. So Shaoba, man, you've been doing some good videos lately. What you got on the plate? I got 5 minutes. Throw some questions. Throw some questions out there, people. Boy, when it's watered down, tangerine is not good. Ooh, that was bad. For you, so somebody had mentioned a peanut butter whiskey a couple weeks ago. And so my wife picked it up and I tried it. It's really not bad. It is exactly what you'd expect from a whiskey and a peanut butter flavor mixed together. It's really not bad. It's really sweet. It's I don't know if there's any sugar in it or not. I hope not, because that's not keto. But it's really good. Really wasn't bad at all. Yep. Bill says, now we could have a really funny video. Cut in the hot tub. Remember yeah, we could. Yeah, I've got some ideas for some fun live streams. The problem is Fridays are busy for me. So I come out here at 3 o'clock to set up for the live stream and get it all checked out, making sure my audio is not glitchy and all that stuff, check the internet. So before 3 o'clock, I'm usually working on some edits, getting some social media stuff done. And the stuff that I want to do on the live stream to screw around, have some fun, I need to shoot it the same day and edit it and with it all lit the exact same way. So it's really tough, but I have some ideas. Off to edit video. Great live stream this time, Scott. Thank you, Gerald. What are you saying? Last time it wasn't great? Wow, Gerald. Wow. So hurtful. So hurtful. So hurtful. So hurtful. I guess I'm still wearing the microphone. I guess you can tell that I'm... All right, folks, I'm going to end it here. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. I do try to read and respond to each and every one, even if it's just to say thank you. I do have a Patreon or a PayPal or a Super Chat here if you want to support me that way. I greatly appreciate each and all my supporters. Remember to go out there and check out Phil's Lutz. Also, other things. If you want to buy anything off of Amazon, please just use one of my links. I mean, I get like 1% or 2%. I don't know what, it's not much. It's pennies, but it does help. So, I mean, anything, if you're buying a gift for your significant other, just click on one of my links. You don't have to buy that item. If you just click on it, then just do your shopping. I'll get it. I appreciate it all. Remember to subscribe. Tell all your friends. Remember 5,000 subscribers for my birthday. If anybody wants to get me anything, and don't buy them. But share me like crazy. Yeah. And yeah, as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Let's see. Phil's Let's Rock. Yes, they do. Hello, very little stuttery frozen Scott. Yeah, I know, the internet. Yeah. All right, everyone. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week.